Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I want to just talk to you about this generation, the generation that we're living in. Luke 11:30 said, "For as Jonah became a son of the Ninevite, so also the Son of Man will be to this generation." And in Matthew 23:36, "Assuredly I say to you, all these things will come upon this generation." Yes. For you guys, we're living in a wonderful time. For we are the generation that was chosen and predestined for this time. We are the generation that God's raising up for this time, for this season. 1 Peter 2:9 reads, "But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, His own special people, that you may proclaim the praise of Him who called you out of the darkness into His marvelous light." Yes, the Lord have called us out from into His marvelous light. We have all, at one time or another, have been into a darkness, a sin of darkness, and that, and the praise that we give out, the worship we say, and we praise, the magnitude of that praise, that worship is based on what God brought us out of the darkness that God brought us out of, the sin that He brought us out of. See, as I spoke before in the video call, we're all adopted through Jesus Christ. We learned that we're an heir, a joint heir, but see, now He took it a step farther by calling this generation a royal priesthood, His own special people, a holy nation. Yes, for He even calling you, me, us, righteous before Him. Genesis 7:1 part B reads, "Because I have seen that you are righteous before me, before my God, for the Father in heaven, for God, the Lord of Lords, in this generation." Let me say that again. Let's say that again. "Because I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation." Wow. What a marvelous word from God Himself. Written, wow, from the beginning, before this generation was born or thought of, before we was even a speck of the seed in our mother womb, He was calling us righteous before Him. For this is the generation, listen closely, for this is the generation that all prophets, wise men are rising up and coming together. Yes, some of them will be killed. I got to speak the word. I got to speak the truth here. Listen close. Some will be killed and be a martyr. But assuredly, with all things going on and all the prophecy that has been spoken in the Bible, yes, in the Bible, that this generation shall not pass away. Matthew 24:34. "Surely I said to you, this generation will by no means pass away till all these things take place." So for this generation shall not pass away until all the prophecy of the Bible have come to place. Once again, let me read Matthew 24:34. "Assuredly I say to you, this generation will by no means pass away till all these things take place." See, we are living in a generation that we will see the Son of Man coming on the cloud of heaven. Even to see the sign of the Son of Man appear in heaven. That's if we do not tarry by the way of the grave. In Matthew 24, verses 31 reads, "Then the Son of Man will appear in heaven, and then all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he will send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they will gather together his elect from the four winds in of heaven to the other. See, for this is near, and is at the door knocking. For this generation, we are hungry and thirsty more than ever before for the Lord. But also, this generation is a divided generation. A divided generation that's just seeking signs and wonder. For the righteous generation, your sign is Christ. For this generation, the generation that he has called righteous before him, your sign is Christ. Yes, there's going to be people that repented or mock of what you say. Especially if you're sitting here claiming that indeed that someone's greater than you is here. Especially if you go claim that someone greater than Kevin is here. Someone greater than Cheryl is here. Someone greater than Pastor Steve is here. Someone greater than Troy Boyle is here. Someone greater than Barack Obama is here. Someone greater than Allah is here. Someone greater than Muhammad is here. Someone greater than Buddha is here. And that person is Jesus Christ. And let me tell you something. There is not 5 ways to get to heaven. There's not 4 ways to get to heaven. There is not 3 ways to get to heaven. And there is not 2 ways to get to heaven. But there's only 1 way to get to heaven. And that is Jesus Christ. In his own word, he said, thou shalt not come to the Father except through me. But through me. Jesus said himself, you cannot come to the Father except through him. For he is the truth, the life, and the way. Woo-hoo! In Matthew, let's take a moment and read Matthew 12, verse 41 to 42. The men of Nineveh will rise up in the judgment with this generation and condemn it. For they repented at the preaching of Jonah, and indeed a greater than Jonah is here. The queen of this generation and condemn it, for she came from the end of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon, and indeed a greater than Solomon is here. Both distant, both time, the greater than Solomon, greater than Jonah is here. That's Jesus Christ. That's Lord of Lords, the King of Kings, who is here. But see now, I told you that there's a righteous generation, but there's another part of the generation that's also living right now in this time. And that generation is the adulterous generation. See, the adulterous generation are just basically seeking signs and wonder. But no signs will be given to them except a sign of a prophet. Whew. Oh, wow. Matthew 12, 38 through 39. Then some of the scribes and Pharisees answered, saying, Teacher, we want to see a sign from you. But he answered and said to them, An evil and adulterous generation seeks after a sign, and no sign will be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. For you are the generation, the one generation that will declare the acts and the praise of work to the other. Psalm 145, verses 4 through 7. Reads, One generation shall praise your works to another, and shall declare your mighty acts. I will meditate on the glorious splendor of your majesty, and on your wondrous work Men shall speak of the might of your awesome act, and I will declare your greatness. They shall utter the memory of your great goodness, and shall sing your righteousness. For the Lord is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger and great in mercy. The Lord is good to all, and his tender mercy over all his work. As I bring this message, this little moment of speaking to you guys to a close, I want to just let you know that the Lord is preserving this generation. The Lord is preserving this generation. He's taking us through a furnace, taking us through a fire, and preserving us from the wicked and unrighteousness, to preserve the perverse and the crooked generation. The final scripture I want to read to you is Psalm 12, verses 6 and 7. And it reads, the words of the Lord are pure words, like silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. You shall keep them, O Lord. You shall preserve them from this generation forever. As I end this, I want to say thank you for this moment and this time. And God bless you. God loves you. And Jesus loves you. I cannot emphasize enough how much Jesus loves you. So I say, good night. And God bless you. Jesus loves you.